The opener in Denver before a sellout crowd of 75,000 saw Silver and Black clash angrily with Orange Crush. With number 56 linebacker Jeff Barnes and number 73 rookie defensive end Dave Browning seeking action, Denver was held to just 5 pass completions. But an incompletion hurt Oakland the most. A questionable interference call set up a Bronco touchdown, and Oakland turnovers proved costly. For astute coach John Madden, the 14-6 loss was especially troublesome, with the heralded Chargers up next. Despite over 700 yards total offense in San Diego, unique scoring plays still captured the headlines. Instead of a Raider interception, came a Charger touchdown. But Ken Stabler went up top to Dave Casper at number 81, Morris Bradshaw, and Oakland trailed only 20-14. The Raiders stormed goalward again. Action peaked with only 10 seconds to play. The ball got fumbled, it got bobbled, it got kicked. When play ended, Dave Casper had the winning touchdown, and the Silver and Black had their 160th league victory to add to the legend, 21-20. Green Bay was the 3rd consecutive road game, and Mark Van Egan rushed for a career-high 151 yards. With Clarence Davis on injured reserve, number 35, Terry Robisky, started and found pay dirt. With Dave Dalby firing out from center and rookie Arthur Whittington, number 22, following a Silver and Black convoy to scoring country, the Raiders destroyed the Packers 28-3. Another rookie, number 34, Booker Russell, contributed to a club record 348 yards rushing. The Overland Trail opened on the left with precision blocking from number 78, Art Shell, and number 63, Captain Gene Upshaw. And on the right, young stars Henry Lawrence, number 70, and number 65, Mickey Marvin, were overpowering as Oakland won big against previously unbeaten Green Bay. For the NFL's first Sunday night national telecast, Steve Grogan's evening wear featured number 83, Ted Hendricks, and number 72, John Matuzak. Ken Stabler hit Dave Casper for 1 score. Then Whittington followed number 40, Pete Banaszak, and Gene Upshaw for another, as Oakland exploded for 14 points. A third Raider score was called back. The Patriots had rallied to gain a winning position. New England 21, Oakland 14. The rugged 1978 schedule would severely test Raider will to win. In Chicago, 4th road game in 5 weeks, and soon the 4th overtime struggle in Raider history. Chicago had won 9 of their last 10. But tenacious defense, led by Monty Johnson, kept them in check. Terry Robisky scored the first Raider touchdown, but the Bears rallied for a 19-16 lead. When Chicago threatened again, they were forcefully denied. With 60 seconds left, Cliff Branch, number 2 receiver in Raider history, grabbed his 8th pass of the day. Then, when Morris Bradshaw's apparent winning TD was called back, Earl Mann kicked his 4th field goal to bring on overtime. The Raiders have never lost in overtime. As KGO Radio's Bill King describes, that streak remained intact this day.
Time almost ran out on him. Back to pass, Avellini. He looks. He finally fires. Intercepted by Colby at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. In traffic to the 5. He's brought down on the 3-yard line. Neil Colby and that 6th defensive back alignment picked it off up the middle. Our formation strong to the right. Hand off to Whittington, sweeping the left side. He's at the 5. He'll go in. Touchdown Raiders. They won the football game.
In Week 6, Oakland hosted the playoff-bound Houston Oilers and NFL's most valuable player, Earl Campbell. First-year starters, number 73, Dave Browning, and number 53, Rod Martin, and the entire defense rose to the challenge. Johnson, Browning, Matuzak, Otis Sistrunk, and company slowed Houston down. Then Arthur Whittington took the long way around to put Oakland up 7-3. The Oilers fired back to lead 17-7. But this drive backfired when Browning jawed the ball loose and safety Charles Phillips, number 47, returned it 96 yards for a score. Ray Guy's sky-high punts were skillfully covered by Booker Russell, Larry Brunson, Steve Sylvester, Derek Ramsey, number 80 Joe Stewart, and number 57 John Huddleston. And the Oilers found themselves deep in the well with the Raiders relentlessly coming on. With only 50 seconds to go, Ken Stabler rolled left, fired to Dave Casper, whose one-armed grab meant victory, 21-17. The Kansas City Chiefs came to Oakland for the 37th game in a rivalry dating back to 1960. But this October day, the Chiefs were no match for Raider precision passing. Number 42, cornerback Marty Jackson led a young secondary in scalping the Chiefs. In the end, Kansas City stumbled, and Oakland alertly responded for a sweet 28-6 conquest. In Seattle, things went sour. Robisky and Browning were injured early, and versatile Seahawks quarterback Jim Zorn lit up a shocking scoreboard display. All the Raiders could salvage was their 182-game scoring streak, with this late Stabler to Branch touchdown. The following week found San Diego and Oakland for a Western Division rematch. Aggressive linebacker Ted Hendricks forced a fumble that number 76 Mike McCoy picked off in midair. Then, on a fake field goal, Dave Hum's pass to Casper kept the drive going. The Raiders rolled with Van Egan and Whittington, utilizing blocking by Dalby, Marvin, Upshaw, Lawrence, and Shell. But again, a thrilling San Diego-Oakland game would close in controversy. On fourth down, Lester Hayes, number 37, ended Charger hopes. But an official saw it differently than Raider players and John Madden, and San Diego had life. The Chargers' winning tally created more controversy when the receiver appeared to step out of bounds, making the catch. Both 1978 finishes in this series would be long remembered. San Diego 27, Oakland 23. As pro football's winningest team, the Raiders create sellouts, and did so again in Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. The Raiders were on the rebound, and safety Jack Tatum turned alert play to an Oakland plus. All-Pro Dave Casper had 7 catches for 112 yards, and Arthur Whittington rushed for 134 yards. First Raider rookie to top 100 yards in a decade. On the final play, Oakland captain Willie Brown and Lester Hayes ensured a 20-10 victory. The Raiders' John Madden became the 13th head coach in NFL history to win 100 league games, and only the second in modern times to achieve this remarkable feat in just 10 seasons. In Week 11, the Raiders were in Cincinnati for a Monday night game, and the defense was punishing. Ken Stabler hit Raymond Chester for 6, and the Raiders were out to maintain an unsurpassed record of only 1 loss in 9 years of Monday night play. The Raider attack was explosive, and the defense ranged far afield to get the ball back so its offense could keep firing. This theft by linebacker Phil Villapiano, number 41, kept the Raiders in control as Oakland raised their season's record to 7-4, winning 34-21. A hot Detroit team, a short week, rain and mud, all failed to slow the Raiders. KGO's Bill King described the action this way.
Detroit 47, Stabler back to pass. He looks, pumping once, now comes back over the middle. A leaping catch by Branch, who is knocked down on the 1-yard line. The ball slid out of his hands, but I think the play was dead. 2 Raiders came flying in. Now they call it a touchdown.
Mark Van Egen's recovery gave him his first 3-touchdown game. And then Matuzak, Villapiano, McCoy, Hendricks, Hall, Tatum, and the rest caged the Lions 29-17.
Pass Danielson deep in the end zone. He's chased out of the pocket. He is sacked for a safety by Villapiano.
The only NFL division with 4 winning teams is the tough AFC West. So the Seattle-Oakland game was a crucial one between playoff contenders. Otis Sistrunk and the Raider defense had fire in their eyes. Big Charles Filliard, number 77, demolished this play. and then Stabler went airborne for a 16-14 lead. Another cliffhanger. With just 2 seconds left, a 46-yard field goal downed the Raiders and tightened the playoff race. Then a Sunday night game against Denver with the division lead at stake. On the first 3 possessions, the Raiders drove inside the Denver 20, but got only 2 field goals out of it. Oakland mistakes were Denver breaks, and the Broncos closed on the division title as Raiderettes and Raider fans saw their playoff hopes slipping out of reach. In the season's 15th week, the Raiders traveled cross-country to Miami with a playoff berth still possible for the winner. The spread Biletnikoff touchdown was Oakland's only score as their record dropped to 8-7. Enviable in many NFL cities, but below the level of excellence expected in Oakland. Before the final game, Dave Casper accepted the Gorman Award as most inspirational Raider.
Teammates say you're a nice guy, and the fans this year, we haven't been as nice to you as we would have liked to, but we're going to try and be nice today.
And the Raiders were nice to their fans, dominating the playoff-bound Vikings for pride, respect, and Raider tradition. It was John Madden's final win before retiring. It was Mark Van Egen's 3rd consecutive 1,000-yard season. Young defenders like Jackson, Phillips, Martin, and Mike Davis, number 36, excelled. Raider will to win had now earned 14 consecutive winning seasons, a mark exceeded only once in NFL history. Interceptions by Davis, Hendricks, Jackson, and Hayes ensured a perfect 4-0 slate against NFC opponents. Every Raider contributed. Pete Banaszak, Warren Bankston, Harold Hart, Dave Hum, Lindsey Mason, Jim Plunkett, Pat Toomey, Bob Watts, Greg Westbrooks. New head coach Tom Flores and assistants Oliver Spencer, Lou Erber, Merrill Moore, Ray Wilsey, Sam Bogosian, and Charles Sumner would face many obstacles in 1979. Raider managing general partner Al Davis, dedicated general partner Ed McGaw, the entire organization realized 1978 did not meet the exceptional high standards of excellence set by the Raiders. For no team has dominated pro football as consistently as these proud warriors in silver and black. Yet the true greatness of the Raiders remains in its future. Raider fans believe the greatness will go on, knowing one thing endures within this organization, the unyielding will to win.